What up, folks? Boston Black, PopSauceSauces.com. And today what we're going to be doing is closing out the first series of our pure pepper line by changing this ferment into the hot sauce that we're going to call Pimp Sauce. We're expecting great things from this one. This sauce contains yellow Scotch bonnets, orange Scotch bonnets, Jamaican yellow habaneros, 7-pot reds, Mayan orange habaneros, Mayan red habaneros, orange habaneros, white habaneros, New Mex twilights, white ghost, orange ghost peppers, sweet heats, pretty and sweets, cayenne orange peppers, Bulgarian carrots, peach scorpions, Trinidad scorpions sweets, chocolate bootlers, chocolate reapers, Carolina reapers, and Marachi hybrids. I'm going to set everything up and come right back with you. Okay, folks. This sauce has been going since almost 3 months now, actually. And we're going to open it up and appreciate it visually and see what it smells like. We're going to start by first removing my weight. And then we're going to discard the plastic black bag that covers our ferment. As usual, beautiful, absolutely lovely. Smell is out the door. Everything looks like it's been cooked down well. Just looks ready. So, first thing I'm gonna do is separate my peppers from my ferment and see what we have. Most of our pure pepper lines, we haven't had much brine at all, or at all. And we've come up with a serious amount of peppers. I'm expecting this would be no different because I did all 3 of these about at the same time. But we'll see. Peppers look lovely. And it's a lot of them. Peppers look gorgeous. I'm going slow because I want to remove my seasoning pack from my ferment. So as far as the seasoning pack goes, we're going to do what we did for the last 2 pure pepper lines, and we're going to remove the bay leaves from the seasoning pack and then put the rest of the seasonings actually in our sauce. Whoa. Aroma's kicking. Okay, we're going to go ahead and break out the big dog and get ready to process this and remove out our, I'll clean up this mess real quick. Be right back. Okay, today what we ended up with as far as brine goes, just under 2.5 cups of brine. And now we'll go ahead and begin our mashup process. Okay, we got the first part of our mashup started. Now we're gonna go ahead and incorporate the entire 2 1/4 cups. That's what we're gonna call it, 2 1/4. We're gonna start our blender and just pour it in. Okay, now that we got our mash up, we're gonna go ahead and move directly into the second part of our blending process. We're sitting on just under 3.5 liters. So we're gonna go with a 3-part blending process, and we're gonna take a little bit more than a liter, maybe 1100 milliliters, and blend in our recipe from there. Right back. Okay, now that we're set up, I'm gonna jump right into it and move out exactly 1100 milliliters. We're gonna find the spot where we wanna go. Keep an eye on that. Then pour in our sauce until it reaches. Just about there. A little bit over, but that's okay. Close up my sauce, set it aside. Start my blend. Okay. Our blend has come to a stop. So, what we're going to do now is incorporate 5 ounces of balsamic and 6 ounces, make that 7 ounces of white vinegar. Remember that we got a 3-part blend. So that would be every time you start your blend again, you'll start it with 5 ounces of balsamic, 7 ounces of white vinegar. Okay, at this point we're going to go ahead and add a 1/2 teaspoon of xanthan gum, but before we do that, we're going to look at it. I'm suspecting that it's going to be too thick, and we're going to need to add another 2 ounces of vinegar, but I want to look at it anyway. I don't even have to stir it. I don't even have to do nothing. I can see how thick it is, and I know I'm going to want to add more vinegar. So we're going to do that. We're going to slow it down. We're going to add the xanthan gum. Xanthan gum keeps the sauce from separating once it's in the bottle. So that's why we add the xanthan gum. And what we're going to do is put a little less than a 1/2 teaspoon in each blend. So we're going to do that now. Okay, sauce has come to a stop. We're going to open it up, we're going to appreciate it, and then we're going to give it a taste. I can tell you right now, I'm sitting back and the aroma is hitting me so hard that the top of my lip is beginning to burn. So we're going to see what this is going to do. I can tell you, it's looking really good. Smelling fabulous. Consistency wise, it's perfect. Off camera, I did add another 100 milliliters of white distilled. Don't want to forget about that. There's no time. We're just gonna go ahead and just taste over with. Excited, but scared. I'm expecting it to have a little heat to it. It got heat. A lot of heat. Not a little. The taste is awesome. Okay. It's hot. Normally I try to lick the spoon. I'm not even going to attempt that because I don't want to start licking my lips. Okay, I'm beginning to get a hold of it, although it's still stinging. My entire tongue feels like a pin bed. It's hot. Okay. It started as soon as I put whatever it touched my tongue, that's where it attacked. Then it went straight for the and then it went straight for the back of my throat. Then it shot all around my mouth as I swallowed from right here up. And just built in intensity until it reached this plateau, and now it's just lingering at that plateau, causing the juices to flow in my mouth. And that's why you see me keep tilting my head back trying to hold it in. It's hot. Taste, it's pure peppers. Fabulous. There's a certain sweetness to it. As always, I attribute that to the pretty and sweets, and probably them Trinidad scorpion sweets. Even in, your body is naturally going to try to cool that down by just flooding or salivating your mouth. When it does that, as I swallow, I'm still getting hit by the hot sauce. It's hot. Now, we're gonna move on. We're gonna go ahead and start the pasteurization process to stop the fermentation. Bring it up to 165 degrees. That's hot. And then we'll start the bottling process. Before I do that, I want to check the pH on it. We want the pH to fall below 4.5. My pH is reading 4.0. Now we'll start the pasteurization process. Right back with you. Okay, the temperature on my blender is reading 165 degrees, but we're going to check it against our handheld. Be on the safe side. Good, it just blended. 165. Just right then. Okay, now that it reached our temperature, we're going to stop the pasteurizing process, blend it out, and then put it in our bottles. Okay, now that our reblend is stopped, we'll go ahead and we'll pour the sauce into something that we can handle a little bit better in this glass container. Oh, that's flowing beautifully. Like velvet. Once we've changed containers with our sauce, we'll immediately put our mashup back into our blender to keep the residue from drying on the bottom. Oh, shoot. Don't do that. Now when it comes to bottling, we take a measuring cup that we have 5.5 ounces marked on the container. These are basically 5-ounce bottles, but they hold between 5.5 and 6 ounces. So we mark our container, our measuring cup at 5.5 ounces, and then we simply pour to our mark. Take a funnel, holding it inside the mouth of the bottle, yet with enough space to allow the air to escape, and we simply pour into our bottle. Making sure that we fill up our bottle to the threads, because as soon as the sauce cools, it'll leave an air gap. Do this again. Pour our sauce into our measuring cup to the mark. Pour the sauce into the bottle. Nice and easy. Okay, now that we got our bottles filled, I want to take a paper towel, move it around the threads of the bottle to make sure any sauce that's there is removed. Want to switch to a clean part of the paper towel as we move to another bottle. Then we want to take our pre-cleaned orifice. Again, everything is cleaned, sanitized before we even start the process. And we want to just snap them on the top of the bottles. Finally, take our caps. Screw them on. Ladies and gentlemen, Pop's Hot Sauces, Pimp Sauce. Thank you for joining me.